Good evening. It's October 20th, 2021. We can all be very, very excited because Biden has announced his plan to vaccinate all them kids. Every single last one. You got to get those shots in the arms. Never mind if some of them are dying from heart problems or anything else. That's just the sacrifice that we have to make as a society together to defeat this illness. We can do it together and with enough children's blood. Lou, how do you feel about children's blood?
Little salty.
A little salty, typically. Oh, what do you have there, Lulu?
It is a blunt and the flick wick that I'm using to light the blunt.
Yeah, where can people find that flick wick?
Shop.flickwick.com. It not only lights blunts, but it also lights candles that you can have right next to Thad's glowy boxy thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a little delayed on that. But
that was pretty horrible. We're really not firing on all cylinders right now, are we?
Well, because it's what is firing on all cylinders is all the volcanoes. What's going on with that, Sean?
Oh, I was looking through the data there, and it doesn't really seem to be much of anything, honestly. I mean, I've been following this thing in La Palma mostly because I'm obsessed with that guy Bushcraft Bear. Everybody go check him out. He's wonderful. But yeah, it's really nothing that atypical. Apparently, there's about 20 eruptions going on at any given time in the world. And so when you look back at the statistics, it might suggest that we've seen this major uptick in seismic activity, but that's more than likely just because we pay attention now. But I mean, we can hope for lots of, volcanic activity and shit.
Is that on your bingo board for how you would want kind of how the catastrophe to go?
I don't know. When I watch this La Palma thing, I got to say that part of me does, kind of want to see a giant landslide and a tsunami that wipes out the entire east coast of the United States. But that's,
We could probably bring that in on this one, but just a couple of days ago, they were like, there's this huge comet coming at us. I'm like, come on, let it be the one.
They keep trying. They want us all to be convinced that it's the end of the world.
Aliens.
Well, that's coming.
That's what I want. I want aliens.
I think we're gonna get aliens, T Daddy. Except they might not be aliens. Probably just old white dudes pretending to be aliens.
Like they're practicing right now with the trans shit.
Yeah, because white dudes are better at everything. It seems like.
Yeah, you'll get the first trans admiral of the Galactic Federation coming down to set you straight.
Not to get too much on a pop culture reference, but I can see them doing that bullshit on the next Star Trek series that premieres on Paramount Plus or something like that. Yeah.
I think that's for sure. I mean, there was some discussion since we can always talk about Lord of the Rings, right? And there's, I guess, it's Amazon that's putting it out, I believe.
Correct.
There's going to be some sort of Lord of the Rings business, and there was some discussion about whether or not there was going to be titties in that. And that seems kind of stupid. I don't know why you need titties in a Lord of the Rings series, but
they want to be because everybody wants to be Game of Thrones all of a sudden, right? No one wants you can tell a J.R. Tolkien story without ass and tits, but apparently not, thanks to HBO and Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I jumped on the Game of Thrones like 4 seasons too late, and I did it while I was drunk, and I had it on HBO just playing in the background. And it wasn't until the 4th episode where it was some raucous, sex. I was like, oh, what the fuck is going on?
But that's how they do it, right? I mean, it's funny that so there's a formula that these series tend to follow. They ramp up the sex big time in the first season, and then right about the time it's kind of apparent that it's somewhat of a hit, then they throttle back on it, right?
So wait, so you're basically saying that it's like, when you meet a woman and sex is wild and it's amazing, and then you get married and things just continue to trail off over the next season.
Yeah, and then by the time you get to season 8, you're like, it's sunk cost at that point. It's cheaper to fucking keep her.
Is that and that's where the 7-year itch comes from, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's why if you can get to season, if you can't, well, that's the thing. Like most HBO series up until recently only went to season 6.
Yeah, this portion is not brought.
I think there's something to this theory. I think there's definitely something to this theory.
I mean, we are wargaming it out, right? I
mean, look, anytime a friend of mine, even gets with a woman or, they start falling in love, and this goes for both, just, women too, because I actually have a lot more female friends than anything. But, so every time they get in a relationship, it's always like, oh, tell me that they're the one after 7 years. Until then, I'm just like, yeah, this isn't going to last. I don't expect anything to last.
Yeah, this adage that you're like, oh, I can change.
Is that a cynicism?
Like, he was whooping your ass in year 1.
Yeah, it's kind of.
We're year 7. I don't think he's gonna stop whooping your ass. I mean,
no.
that's always the case. Right?
Well, it's the same thing with the state at this point too, right? I mean, does it not like resemble that, where everyone's just like the abused spouse at this point?
Pretty much.
And they're just over there, they're like, okay, I'll just put on the mask.
No,
okay, I'll get the shot. Just please, let me go to fucking Chuck E. Cheese's or whatever.
Stuff like that. It's like, he'll stop beating me this time around. Yeah. Joe won't do it. Won't. Joe's different.
Well, he really loves me. No. He really loves me.
He really loves me. He beats me because he loves me. And
It sounds like y'all are playing out some Stockholm syndrome.
Well, I mean, it's more Ike and Tina, to be blunt.
No, Tina had a successful ending.
Well, that's what I'm hoping for, right?
Okay.
So,
okay.
Shut your face up, enemy. Shut up, enemy.
Yeah.
So anyway, and it is what it is, though. I think it is an abusive relationship. I mean, the analogy holds. I mean, the fact that we've gone from, the gratuitous sex of early seasons of HBO television series where the sex is good, the titties are ample and everything's awesome, to, crazed bitch burns down a whole town. And
well, what is acceptable bread in circuses?
Well, the acceptable bread in circuses is things like get TV shows on Netflix that depict bread and circuses for the elite, i.e. Squid Game. That's what you ultimately want, right? And nor is there going to be a Christian who sacrifices himself to lions that make everyone like second guess. Wow, maybe we shouldn't.
Is that season 2 of King of the Lion King?
I don't know what well, it's Roman history. All right, it's basically as bread and circuses led to the inevitable fall of the Republic, as the Roman Empire was falling into more decadence and the rise of Christianity began. One of the seminal moments was the sacrificing of Christians in the middle of the Colosseum, which basically was so grotesque to some of the newly converted elite that they eventually shut down the Colosseum.
I can kind of mess with that, man. I think that'll be some gladiator shit. But does
I
it
just
have
watched
to be
that
just
movie
Christians?
the other day. That movie
does it have to be just Christians?
No. I mean, there's the wokes are going to be the guys up in the audience there, like looking toward the emperor.
Yeah. I mean, what if we just start doing all groups? Like, there'll be like a trans day, there'll be like a gay day, there'll be a Christian day,
this is what ultimately happens, right? When let's just get into this, right? Let's get all Star Chamber right. When the elite have used these designated, I don't know, victim groups for obtaining the power that they ultimately desire. Oh, you goddamn right. They're going to be putting those motherfuckers in Running Man or the Coliseum, Squid Games. They're damn right they're going to be putting those.
Well, let's be honest. Most of these people have just gone ahead and volunteered to take this shot that we're now seeing is 100% destroying people's immune systems. By the way, Thad, and we were talking about this last night about this pathologist who was looking at the blood work, and I said, I don't know what his sample size was. Well, his sample size is 100,000.
Oh wow! So that's actually statistically significant.
Yes. Yeah. And what they're seeing is that after 2 shots, 60% of your immune system's gone.
That's why I did the whatchamacallit a couple weeks ago, because I had read that same one, and it's pretty astonishing, and it makes a lot of sense. It's not like we're talking about the fucking Boy Scouts here. We're talking about Big Pharma. Can we get on that topic?
Also, by the way, how do we get this show? I just want to get this show brought to you by Pfizer. Like, dude, how many Marvels do you think we have to stick up our ass to get some of that Pfizer money?
Dude,
look, the people that watch us, they know we're lying, so we could get away with it.
It just so happens. The vaccines have been proven to be safe and effective, even if they fuck with your period flow and they may swell your balls. Okay.
There you go.
I got the update. That is going to be brought to you by Pfizer.
But what do you think
before the night's over?
Make it happen, Lou.
This guy, what's his name? Mark Lohr, former Walmart executive that wants to build this super city called
in the middle of the desert.
Yeah, he wants to build Tolosa, which will be this wonderful utopian. What does he call it? There's a word for it. Equitism. And they're going to have an equity tower, like a giant skyscraper in the middle. Yeah. Where the city owns everything. So the city owns everything. You can still buy and sell your property amongst yourselves. But then if you leave the city, it goes back to the city. Sounds like a prison to me.
It all sounds like a prison.
So yeah, who do you give your commissary to when you?
Yeah, like it's like the ultimate vision of the company store. And are we surprised that it's an executive from Walmart, a billionaire executive from Walmart that comes up with this shit? And the thing is, you got these people, they will line up for it. They'll be like, well, how many N95 masks do I have to shove up my ass to get in? Just let me in.
Well,
they love the Ubers. So as long as you put a shitty restaurant, 2 blocks away, and they can call Uber to get their lazy ass downstairs to get in that Uber they feel like that's life. That's life to them.
There won't be any Uber. There won't be any Uber though. The best they'll get is like one of those ride shares. It's like all these cities that I go around and you see all those bicycles that are ride shares or whatever.
Or those stupid.
I never see anybody riding them though. They're just parked.
Well, yeah, there's cities, lots of stupid fucking cities started doing these ride shares long before that. And then the private sector came in with those goddamn scooters.
No, those things work. The scooters, the bikes, the little cars, that all works. In a city like this, it
depends on where you live. The shit don't work in Albuquerque. That's gonna get you out. You might get fucked up if you're riding around one of those.
Nothing really works in Albuquerque.
Nothing works in Albuquerque.
Touche.
Like at some point, you've got to realize. I saw what they were saying that 82% of the eligible children now have been vaccinated in New Mexico. Yeah, the state is lost.
Yeah, children are our future.
Yeah, well, not really.
Well, no. Look. Well, here's the deal. I have one.
They're like, you might kill a 98-year-old fat motherfucker. Get that kid vaccinated. We don't care if it hurts him.
They definitely have a way to clone and to reproduce without humans, because there's no way because I feel that also on the back of all of the immunity issues that will happen, I think sterilization is obviously a major thing. And I think with all the DNA information that they've collected, I think they may have even gone really specific as to who they're going after and what type of people they're going after. That's just speculation, obviously.
And that's essentially why you've got Magic Johnson up there saying, just take the shot. You're being selfish now.
Yeah, everybody's
this coming. The irony.
I bet he got some of that Pfizer money too.
Yeah, like the irony of him. Like, do you not remember 20-some years ago where you were not allowed, or motherfuckers was talking mad shit about you even being on the fucking court because you were HIV positive, because ignorance existed.
Because he couldn't wear a condom.
Well, yeah, right.
Seen it, not that I suggest wearing condoms, but anyway,
especially these days.
Let's not get there.
Especially these days. Don't rob yourself.
Well, you guys, you got pure blood, right?
That's right. We've got to do our part. We've now come to learn that our semen is more valuable. So
I'm gonna definitely. The thing is, like, do you get tainted if you all? Because like now that everybody's vaccinated, if somebody's vaccinated and you hook up with them, are you now tainted?
What, when you bang them?
If you bang someone that's vaccinated, is it like a real STD?
This is genuinely it's actually a smart question. I don't know. Sean, what do you think?
Does it ruin your perfectness?
Yes.
Condoms hurt. Dude, one time that was it. I was like, fuck it, I'll take whatever they got. That shit ain't worth it.
Like, what are you even doing?
This is the whole point. It's the risk.
Put it over
I think that might have been used. I don't know.
Well, that reminds me of when I was a kid and kind of my first exposure to a condom, and I had no idea what it was, And I was walking around at the park, and apparently someone had left one down in a culvert underneath where it goes under the road, one of the dry washes. And they were giving out the free lunches there, and this little girl was walking around the park with a used condom. Like,
oh, Jesus Christ!
It's fucking horrible.
See, that's the other thing. That's the other
things that stick in your mind.
Trash all of this shit creates. just
Well, they give to the earth.
Ridiculous.
You give to the earth. Litter.
Yeah, just like these fucking masks that everybody wears as totems, right? Like, yeah, like as Lou has basically posted in the chats and alluded to on every episode, those things are fucking piling up, kind of like the windmills and the depleted solar cells and the plastics that we say we're not fucking, or that we say we're recycling, but we were ultimately just sending to China until China said, "Hey man, fuck that, we don't want your trash no more."
So
Meanwhile, they're blasting hypersonic missiles.
What if we get in on this and we get like an American-made mask thing, shitty mask, and we just sell it to these fucking idiots since they're just going to keep buying it?
No, because they hate our guts, bro. Because we basically tell them every night you're fucking idiots.
Yeah, but
let's just sell out.
Like ACTG stands for. We'll put a flag on it.
Look. I am ready with the marbles.
On it. We're not
I prefer teal marbles personally.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I'm good with it. I put things up my butt before, so
I've never.
We're gonna change that the next time. We're gonna change that the next time I come.
Yeah, you've led a wild life there, Sean. So yeah, we can't say that. I can, and I don't judge. Right?
No. Look, hey, if somebody pays you enough, I gotta say, you can put pretty much anything up your ass.
At this point in my life, yes, but I grew up in the '90s where that shit was like, hey man, nah, I'm good. So it's hard mentally for me to just
let go of that.
Yeah, to let go of all of that. So that's the only reason why I'm not flat Earth either, is because I like the globe. I like all that shit.
Yeah, well, and with the ridiculousness of all this, you have to wonder at some point, when they're actually going to say, no, we're going to administer the vaccine anally. And they're just going to say this just to see who complies, because most of them, they'll be like, oh, okay, well, it makes sense. The scientist said I need to stick it in my ass.
Well, okay, so have you seen the recent risky Chinese reporter that went around and showed everybody what the new world is going to look like? Where they have quarantine stations and people are like literally quarantined. They're taken to these facilities, and she just went around to all the different checkpoints and how it's working over there and how it's going to work. They're just breaking it out in different little places how they can, but it's all going to be in one exact system. Like it's weird that we can't pick up on this, like as a zeitgeist, as a threat to our humanity. Like I felt like we were connected more than that.
U.S. diplomats in China to say that they were they needed to test annually.
Yes.
I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, I mean that was totally one of those things where they're like they'll do it.
And and motherfuckers was doing it. I'm like, nah, I don't like China that much, bro. I'll just hang out in the airport, man, get a flight.
As somebody that really used to enjoy trolling people, I do have to just admire the beauty of this entire thing and just how effective it's been. That they're just sitting back, they're having like a little cocktail party, maskless, there's, like a bunch of naked women running around. It's eyes wide shut time. And they're just giggling at all of you idiots out there.
Right. And what else is effective is hitting the like and the share and the thumbs up buttons and all.
What does that do?
Well, it gives us the juice that we need. Ultimately, when we get the fuck off this platform. So, and also, look, go to YouTube, man, and subscribe to the American Council for Truth and Journalism. I just had somebody say, hey, aren't you guys the Armenian Council? I was like, no, bro, that happened months ago. We changed it up. We need subscribers, because once we get these subscribers, then we can get on Odyssey. And actually, speaking of Odyssey, if it doesn't fall through, tomorrow night we have one of the I want to say founders of Odyssey or Library, Jeremy Kaufman, and we will talk all things getting the fuck off of platforms, dealing with the SEC when it comes to the library token, and just he's a based motherfucker. So if all goes well, stay tuned. It might get wild tomorrow night.
Yeah, I like it. I like it when things are based. Also, when things are wild. And
I bet you do.
Really, everything in between, to be honest.
Because you're a freak, bro.
I know. I was born this way, though.
Why are you weird?
Don't do it.
You're weird.
You're weird.
One of the gay rights activists, Mr. Should I call you Mr? Pepe Julian Onzima. Thank you for coming in.
Thank you for
Good morning.
Morning to you.
Why are you gay?
Who says I'm gay?
You are gay.
Yep. That never gets old. I don't care what you say.
No,
the longer version is just hits harder because
it does.
Because it's a build up.
I guess do we talk about this Landry person or whatever and how they think they found his remains now or something?
Oh, the laundry guy. Oh, the guy that killed Gabby, or allegedly.
Whatever. Yeah, whatever happened there. Is that even worth talking about? Do we care?
No, I don't.
No.
I would say if I hope he wasn't responsible, but if he is responsible, may he rot in hell, and he did the right thing by offing himself. Unless
what if that was something where they had to put marbles up their ass? Because wasn't she involved with the whole the thing that got Alex Jones sued? We won't say it because we'll probably get sued as well.
I don't know, man. I don't know about that. You two delve.
I don't know. Lou was the one that was suggesting maybe she was a crisis actor at some point.
If
she
we're
was on TikTok.
Yeah, if we're talking about the same person, I don't know which 100% one we're talking about.
Satirical statement.
Yes.
You can set it in a private chat, and I'll see.
Yeah.
I don't know how to use the private chat.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. Also, but at the same time, though, I mean, yeah, if they found them, whatever. But apparently, not only are they looking for remains of Gabby and other people, they found 5 other motherfuckers remains. It's various ages and various stages of decay, but it's just damn, motherfuckers be putting in work, man. There's lots of bodies out here, and everywhere, and I don't know. I don't give a shit about the story because I didn't give a shit about the story the first time, other than that's tragic.
Okay, so wait, you're talking about the Brian Landry dude? Did he get arrested? Did he get found?
I don't know.
They don't know if they found his remains yet.
Yeah, the manager threw something up in our chat, and he was he said something, and I said I don't care, and then I just brought it up just now to see if you guys cared, and you really don't care, so I don't know why anyone else cares, but.
Yeah, I mean, people just go missing, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, it happens, man. It happens all over the world, man. Missionaries go missing in fucking Haiti because, don't fuck with Haiti. People go missing all the time when Boko Haram needs to snatch up some girls in northern Nigeria. I mean, look, man, that's just the cold reality of the world, right? Know where not to fuck to go. Know who not to fuck with or push. And, know who you're fucking and use a condom.
And really, just don't do anything. Stay at home all the time.
I'll ask you, how long do you think you can live in the wilderness?
Who?
Anybody. I think I probably can do
1 week.
I think 2. I'm in the solid temperature.
Is that because black people don't camp, Thad? Is that what that is?
Yeah, man. No, black people don't. Yeah, black folk don't do that shit, yo.
It's because it's dumb as shit. That's just, I can't remember who was talking about it. It might have actually been Dave Chappelle at some point. He was saying that only white people would have a really nice house and then spend a bunch more money so that they can go pretend to be homeless.
I do remember that one. That's good.
It's funny too because but I mean, I understand it having lived out here, right? But I go for a day hike, bro.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to hang out in the wilderness for a week. I have coworkers that do that shit all the time.
It's a skill you don't want to lose.
4 days and come back. I'm I don't know, dog.
It's a skill you don't want to lose if it's handed down to you. If you're in that type of family where they've been handing this shit down, where you just have to go out there and practice these survival skills, I see no problem in continuing that tradition, especially these days.
Yeah, I mean, I got to tell you, the last time I went camping, I did not enjoy it. I felt old, fat. I was rolling around on the rocks and going, why am I doing this to myself? But, the reality is, it's when I was talking to Thad last night after the show, and it's it'd be good for me. I should probably just get on a bicycle the next time I do a cross-country trip instead of getting in the truck.
Yeah, but we don't need you gone for 2 months. We just need you gone for 2 weeks.
Well,
let's talk some Dave Chappelle for a second because you kind of you kind of swerved into it and stuff about the fact that all these people at Netflix headquarters were protesting. Have you ever been to? It's funny, right? Because Netflix is in Los Gatos, right? Have you ever been to Los Gatos, California, and how rich it is and how affluent it is? And it's just you guys literally just put out a Netflix. I guess it's sort of an original. It's Korean. About murder on a mass scale of the undesirables by the elite, but that's not good. Or also that you had 9 to 12-year-old girls twerking and over sexualized last year. That was okay.
Yeah,
but pardon my French here. but a nigga makes some jokes about transgenders, and this is the fucking shit that you motherfuckers act crazy about.
Did you see the guy? He showed up at that protest today.
I like
he had
Dave.
a sign
and
said, "I like Dave," and then he's making fun of them and just clowning on them. They're screaming at him and doing their typical, like leftist Antifa bullshit, where they like put their hands up and they get in their face and they're like, ah, 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 and they're just screaming at this guy, and he's just laughing at him. They're like, you brought a weapon in here, and he's all, my stick, and they're like, yeah, you need to get rid of your weapon. So he just throws it on the ground. He's like, oh yeah, I got rid of my stick, and he's like, can I have my cardboard back? And they're like, ah, ah, ah. Yeah, these people are fucking nuts.
Like, I think it's time.
They want blood.
No, they don't.
Yeah,
want
but that's
blood,
the thing is that they're kind of beta, so they don't even know how to go about
exactly.
it.
That's exactly what I'm going to say. When did we allow these people who we used to physically and emotionally brutalize take the reins of power and take the reins of the pop culture and do the shit that they do? When did we let that happen?
We had a show back in the day about hierarchy and how hierarchy is okay. It's just the benevolence of the highest people. That's all it's based on. And but we had it. It's good to have people that have earned their right to be leaders, because not everybody deserves to be leaders. And it works in every other situation, whether it's mammals or whatever, and they just know their hierarchy. Hierarchies aren't bad.
That entire speech you gave there, Lou, just now just makes me wish that we had a clip of just one of these people screaming. We need to have that in our assets over here. That way, anytime one of us starts making any sort of sense, we just scream them down.
Be quiet. I'm taking over this bitch now. And yes, buy my damn box. Good night, everyone.
The revolution starts without us.
If you guys could get me a new press card for $2,000, I could get you some really good stuff. What do you say?
A broadcast over radio network.
Totally figured it out, man.
You know, the Convenes, they always trying to tell you what to do.
This little newsreel
hasn't been verified anywhere.
Who knows what's waiting for us out there?
And when the army guys overthrow the president, the first thing that they take over are the ways people communicate. Radio, TV, newspapers.
Blah, 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 blah. Nobody knows what he's saying.
You're gonna need plenty of legal advice.
Try to take it easy on Lou.
What does that mean?
He's fragile, and we give him enough shit.
And because the newest designs must be kept confidential until just the right moment.
A community rates low on an information scale when the press, radio, and other channels of communication are controlled.
I think we've just been marked for something.
Let me guess what it is.
This is the siege. It's a goddamn siege.
If we get lost, just gotta pull in somewheres and ask directions.
Would you shut up? Something's out there and it's killing people. And if it's
Convenes,
nobody's gonna do a thing about it but us.
Information is power.